Airtel India Esports Tour continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. Two new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire, 4 qualifiers, 1 grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees, a golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready? Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October. The serene land of diversity and charm is set to witness the celebration of esports. 8 states, 1 voice. The Northeast Esports Summit is calling. 2 big titles, Clash of Clans, FreeFire. Compete in 4 online qualifiers to reach the grand finals. Prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees. Registrations open from 14th October onwards. Hello and welcome to Northeast Summit. Of course, this is incredible opportunity to all the lads in, of course, the arena. And joining us all the way from the Northeast side, welcome aboard. This is, of course, the Northeast Summit by Nodwin Gaming, powered by Airtel India Esports Tour. And of course, with that, we do have the incredible, the wonderful energy being provided by Red Bull. And this is a beautiful, beautiful endeavor that we've started a while back. Moving on into the second qualifiers. This is qualifier 2. I'm going to be your host, Blora. Joining me on the analyst desk, it is none other than Super Johnny. Welcome back, mate.
Yeah, thank you for the warm welcome, and another week, another set of qualifiers. I'm super excited to see what new names are going to be coming in this time around in the qualifier 2, or are we going to have some old teams that failed to qualify in qualifier 1 returning?
Boy, oh boy, I mean, yes, we did get through qualifier 1 where it was an incredible turn of wins. Of course, so given a basic brief, we've of course got 2 games when you talk about the Northeast Summit. We've got COC, that is Clash of Clans, and then we've got FreeFire. 2 incredible games with a 3.5 lakh rupee prize pool. Everybody out there needs to, of course, take this opportunity forth, and of course, do keep in mind, registrations are still open. This is just qualifier 2. Qualifier 1 has ended, qualifier 2 has just started, qualifier 3 and 4 still remain. So if you think you've got what it takes, then what are you waiting for? Get your clan aboard, get your team across, and dive into this wonderful opportunity, because like I said, a wonderful prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees with the incredible opportunity, Johnny, of being on the Airtel India Esports Tour.
Definitely, and that is like pretty massive, but we do have the prize pool distribution in front of us right now. So 2.2 lakh rupees for FreeFire and 1.3 lakh rupees for Clash of Clans. If you make it through the qualifiers, and if you are part of that playoffs, that finale run, basically if you are in the top 4, you are guaranteed some money. I think that is the best part.
Absolutely is. And along with that, today, day 1 of qualifier 2 is all going to be for Clash of Clans, where indeed you're going to be looking at 4 wonderful clans who have finally risen across. I mean, they've gone through all the qualifiers where indeed we saw 128 slots. 128 slots. And from that,
just 4
have been slowly and steadily grinding it across. It's of course been a BO1 series where it's either you win or you get eliminated. Simple as that. So the pressure levels are on, the heat is certainly on, and right here, right now, we're going to be talking about COC, where indeed, like I said, 4 clans are right here. But before we get into that, let's actually talk about the format itself. So, you know what, rather than talking about it, it's much better to visually give you what is the scenario like. So let's quickly roll the format. The Northeast Esports Summit by Nodwin Gaming is a dedicated esports championship for Northeast with a prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees. The tournament has Clash of Clans and FreeFire in its lineup of games. The tournament format is fairly simple. There will be 4 qualifiers for both games, and the team securing the top spot in the qualifiers final will earn a slot in the grand finals. Now let's take a look at the format for each game. In Clash of Clans, first, the registered teams will compete in qualifiers. Each qualifier will have 128 slots. This will be a 4-day affair, with the 4th day being the qualifier finals. All matches will be played in a single elimination best of 1 format.
The winner of each qualifier will advance to the playoffs. The 4 teams will play best of 1 semi-finals, and the preceding 2 teams will play best of 3 grand finals to clinch the championship title. Now moving on to Free Fire. The registered teams will compete in the qualifiers. Each qualifier will have 400 slots. The qualifiers will be a 4-day affair, with the 4th day being the qualifier finals. Each qualifier will have 3 rounds. After round 3, a total of 12 teams will reach the qualifier finals in each of the 4 qualifiers. The qualifiers final will be played in a best of 5 format, out of which top 3 teams from each qualifier will earn a slot in the grand finals. The grand finals will have 12 teams competing in best of 12 format to earn the title of Free Fire champions at Northeast Esports Summit. Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October. For detailed information on dates and prize pool, visit anysummit.nodwingaming.com. The grand finals are set to take place on 5th and 6th December, and all games will go live on Airtel Extreme and YouTube and Facebook handles of Nodwin Gaming.
Well, that of course is the format, but when you talk about right here what is at stake, it is of course being crowned the champions. Being the champions of not just the qualifiers, but from the entire arena of Northeast Summit. You are going to be crowned the wonderful champions of 2020, and that itself is a humongous feat, right?
Exactly. And I mean, to achieve that feat, the journey that you have to take, it is going to be pretty deadly as well. As you explained, I mean, for COC specifically, BO1s, you either win, you either lose. One mistake is going to be able to cost you the game, and we saw that in action during the last time.
Yep.
I mean, it was just that one attack being missing out. You remember the iconic 1-star attack with the high percentage last time as well, and that one mistake costed a team their opportunity to be part of the finals and their opportunity to make it through the qualifiers. So it is super deadly. You have to be on point with every single thing.
Absolutely, you have to. And along with that, of course, when you talk about today's teams, we've got in qualifier 2 4 teams, like we've said, qualifying into the semi-final, where indeed we'll start things off with Assam Elites going against an interesting name that I would love to be able to know how to pronounce, but indeed it is, I'm just gonna go with it. It's Takul Yato. I genuinely have no idea how to pronounce that.
I mean, we are having a hard time pronouncing the name. I hope their opponents also have a hard time beating them.
Yes, exactly.
That is super important.
That is exactly what the stakes are going to be like. But on the other side, of course, that's just semi-final 1. As you move on to semi-final 2, you've got Paramnang going against Manipur Esports. Now, once again, if you look back onto qualifier 1, we had the futuristic team of Mizo going 2040 going against the Noobs. And the Noobs were the one who rose amongst the ashes and completely deservingly put a mark into that wonderful qualifier 1. But today, what will Assam Elites be bringing? What is Manipur going to be? He's bringing no idea. But if you know what and where these teams come from, hashtag NE Summit. Let us know what your thoughts have been. Let us know what is that one clan that you are looking forward to, that you are rooting for, because after all, this is just that one opportunity that they'll get. And as Johnny just mentioned, it is of course going to be a BU1 series where, I mean, either you take it all or you just fall back.
It's a hit or miss, and you have to make sure that you hit your mark. Also, as we're talking about the teams, I mean, I believe Assam Elites were sort of in some way part of qualifier 1s, but this is going to be the first time we are seeing them make it to the actual qualifier finals. So last time they were denied the opportunity. This time they are pretty much going to take it in their favor and just move on from here. I'm pretty sure of that.
Well, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed for the lads of Assam Elites, because after all, on the other side is going to be, like I said, Yatok, and they are not going to be going down in flames. They are here to rise amongst them flames and showcase what wonderful play they've got. And along with that, when you talk about the game itself, when you talk about Clash of Clans, it is such a wonderful, beautiful game by Supercell that eventually it is not just a clan combining together. It is just the energies, the effort that each and every member of the clan is bringing to the table, and that is what will bring them forth.
but
Exactly. I mean, as you said, it's not just the clan as a whole, it's those individual people as well.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you do attack one by one. It is you attacking one individual player of the opposing clan, and that person's defenses are supposed to hold on in that moment. And it is going to be super incredible to see what sort of strategies these guys bring in, how they're able to tackle the situation that is presented in front of them. Because, I mean, you can sort of take a look at the construction that the other guy has done, and you have to instantly come up with the best counter and the best placements of your troop. That is going to be super important. Along with that, timing basically everything, timing your bats, timing your raid spell, all those things are going to be crucial. Placing those things precisely on point is going to be crucial. I remember even the last time there was this one little mistake that happened wherein the raid spell barely missed the archer queen, and that sort of resulted in sort of not getting 100%, but it is going to be super important that all those things are taken care of.
Absolutely. With that, of course, let's quickly have a look at the brackets, where indeed we're going to be taking a look at the teams that are going to be part of semi-final 1 and 2. There, like I said, I do not know the pronunciation of the team. Maybe the T is supposed to be silent, maybe the Y is supposed to be silent, but eventually what you're looking at is Assam Elites going against Akol Yatok. And on the second side, on to semi-final 2, it will of course be Manipur Esports going against Parabyam. And I mean, you know what is missing?
Yeah.
I believe is the energy, mate. I genuinely believe it is the energy that is missing.
We
And
have a
for
lot of
that,
Red Bull.
I mean, honestly, it is just time to, just open it up, get a little bit of sip in there.
I'll have one later.
And
I'll enjoy my with the
that's what is needed, because all these clans, all these teams, what they need to be on is awesome energies. Get through one after the other. Each and every clan member has to bring in that A game. When you talk about those balloons, when you talk about those attacks, boy oh boy, this is going to be quite an incredible, wonderful game.
Exactly. It is going to be wonderful. And as you mentioned, I mean, a lot of attack strategies could come in. The funnels being created perfectly, air attacks. We don't know what these teams are going to bring in, but I'm pretty sure we're going to find out in a few moments. And as you were talking about the energy, I think I'm going to take that thing home with me.
I mean, we have to.
Yeah.
We genuinely have to, because when you talk about Red Bull, there's no two-way separating this. This is just one of those drinks that you have to bring aboard wherever you're at. It's wherever in the world you're at.
It's going to give you the energy to climb up on the Airtel India Esports store.
Yes, absolutely will. And along with that, of course, it might just even be the exact same thing that you probably need to be able to get the game into your favor. So before all these semifinals start off, I would, of course, I don't know if I can request or not, but I will certainly be like, you know what, lads, you need to get aboard, you need to be a part of that Airtel Sports Store, and you need to start off this grind with a wonderful energy, with Red Bulls in your hands. And of course, with that, we're going to go throw it to our casters, get this game started.
Hello everybody, and welcome of course to Qualifier 2 here. It's going to be a very exciting day today. We have 4 fantastic teams that are going to be participating in this semi-finals. The first semi-finals is going to be taking place right now, and just a little moment after that, we're going to have the second semi-finals. Now, once we have a winner from those two, we're going to be seeing them perform tomorrow. And hello, how are you doing, Ocean? You're looking really nice in red today. What are your thoughts about today's game? And I need to ask you, what were your thoughts about the last qualifier that went by?
I mean, thank you very much, and surprisingly, I took a part today. I mean, let's not discuss about those things, but still, if you're talking about the game and everything, right? And if you're talking about the momentum that was carried on from the previous week to this week, and yes, teams have evolved, teams have learned a lot, Previous week, as we were discussing about the games as well, while analyzing the games, there were some mistakes that were made, either of the winning teams and the losing teams. I mean, winning team had it for themselves, like they won the game, like Noob Scholar as well. They won the game and all, but there were a couple of mistakes that were made, and today, it's their chance that they should not be making those mistakes, and in order to keep them up to the finals, they need to just be on their toes with everything.
Absolutely, and the fact remains that when you're in the first qualifier and you make it to the final week, it always comes down to you're a new team, you've not really played professionally, there's a lot of pressure. But when you're coming to the second qualifier and you've already watched the first qualifier go by, you kind of can estimate what's going to be really happening, what are the pros and cons to it. In my opinion, the last qualifier did go down pretty well, but there were a lot of mistakes made. Those teams really should have gone back to the drawing board, tried it, figured something out. And like Super Johnny was saying on the desk, the fact that most of the players that are now playing this qualifier did did participate in the previous one and got knocked out much earlier. So they have done their study, and now they're looking to at least qualify in this one and move forward in the Northeast Summit. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, everybody sitting at home, if you are a Clash of Clans player or you even belong to a clan that you think can take part in this tournament, go forward, hashtag NE Summit, register, go support a clan, because this is the first time ever that we've taken so much of interest in the Northeast. Even though we have so many tournaments happening around the country, I hardly see any that are actually just made for this specific part of India.
I mean, I don't know. That's totally true. Just like, you said. And any summit just coming up right now, it gives a pretty good opportunity to all the players. As we talk about this one. Plus, an extra thing gets added up. That's Aerial India Esports too, You showcase your talent, not just out here, not just on the bases, but amongst the best players that are compared out here in the Indian region. And then you get to know where you are right now. I mean, top players out there are maybe at the second, maybe at the third, maybe at the fourth. What do I have to do, just to get that at that position? Because that's where the stars come in for your individual performance as well. I mean, if you're talking about the winning streaks out here, you need to get those 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars. I mean, first we compare stars, then we go for the percentage damage and all those things. But if you have to compare your performance, that's where Airtel India Esports 2 just jumps in and just shines up.
Absolutely. And now you also have Red Bull right next to them,
Ah.
giving you all that energy that you require to have those phenomenal performances. Of course, today it'll be very interesting to see what kind of strategies these two teams use, because the last time around we saw very different kinds of strategies. There were a few air attacks that took place, quite a few ground defenses. I saw more of witch combinations come out last time around over the hybrid hog miner combinations, something that's very famous in the other tournaments that we work with. Is there a certain strategy looking forward to see, and how do you see it faring today?
I don't know. For today, I'll say maybe just the air strategies. Because with the new meta, with the new balance changes and everything that just came up a few updates back, people were preferring air attacks as compared to hybrid hog miner combination. And then in those air attacks, if you have to end up those attacks at a very good note, you go with the bat spell. I mean, you throw in the bat spell, 6-7 spells coming up, and the bats they just diverge with the damage, and then they just start converging when the damage is being done to the defenses and everything. And that's where everything just comes up. We are talking about this, and for that, the attacker is going to be Shams, as we just talk about this one. Battle Blimp moving up forward. Might want to clear first compound, the compound before the CC troops, just not to lure the CC troops out, and that has been done to its perfection. CC troops coming up right now, and this one, all right, so this is again an older one into the books, right? We talk about bowlers in this one, we talk about witches, so we are going to be seeing in for a very good action.
Absolutely. It is the ground air mix attack, because he does have those 2 balloons in the mix of things, but he also has 4 P.E.K.K.A.s, he has 3 witches, and of course 5 bowlers. So now, of course, he's going to start his attack there from the northeast side. You do see the Archer Queen in the front lines there. There's going to be a quick poison getting dropped down just to deal with that defensive CC troops on the back lines. Of course, the Grand Warden also has been dropped down with the Archer Queen. So a huge investment coming out here from Shams when it just comes to the hero investment. He could be going for a suicide hero attack that could really work in his favor, but let's see how he proceeds. But now, of course, quick rage getting deployed there. He needs to enter that first compartment. Nice funnel getting created by them. The Wizard Tower has been taken down, but the Eagle Artillery is completely out on the west side of the map. So his first concentration is mostly taking down that Town Hall, and then maybe moving forward and getting to the other defenses.
I mean, the way he is doing it, a Super Wall Breaker has also been thrown in, so just so that it, opens up the area to the CC areas, and that's where the wall's being broken. CC area gets open, but CC was taken down, but that actually gives up a new opening for the Town Hall attack. And I would say bowlers and P.E.K.K.A.s, I mean, bowlers just onto the back lines of P.E.K.K.A.s, that was a pretty good maneuver being taken down. Scattershot might be falling down next, and yes, it does. Now it's down to the Town Hall. There it goes, in just a hit of a second. That's how deadly P.E.K.K.A.s become when you're just attacking. Meanwhile, onto the other side, healers are still helping out the heroes. I mean, we're talking about Queen, we're talking about the movement of the Queen that was happening since the previous times, and that's where it was. But now Queen might just go down. I mean, the ability was used a bit a while ago, but now healers still doing everything they can just now to make it survive. But Eagle Artillery, I mean, we know how deadly it becomes onto the defensive sides. Onto the other side, Barbarian King's ability has also been deployed.
Shams actually moving in style, I must say. Very patient attack coming up from him. He didn't really waste any drops. He made sure that he got his rotations on point. And now you of course see that Royal Champion very concentrated onto that Eagle Archery, going to take it down. But I would say that he could have sent it a little earlier. But after all said and done, he has reached that 2-star 87% mark. Good opening here from the side of Takul. Now it only comes down to how they really proceed in this. They have a few cleanup troops. You do see the minions on the sidelines just cleaning out those gold mines. But the Inferno Tower Chamber has not been touched yet, and I don't think they're going to be able to take it down in the amount of time they have. They've also lost quite a few troops, but a 92%, I would say that's a really good scorecard here, because in the previous attacks that we have seen in Qualifier 1, a lot
Yeah.
of teams ended at that 80 to 85% mark. Getting those 3 stars, very important for each team, but getting a high percentage 2-star is equally important in this particular kind of tournament. And Shams, I would say he's done what he came here to do. Patient attack, completely on point, and the way he kind of went around this base just shows that he knew exactly how to manage it.
I mean, the management was pretty good. We're talking about a 93% two-star attack, a very high percentage coming out here. I mean, see, you started off with P.E.K.K.A, you started off with bowlers for the rush. Before that, you went in with the battle blimp so that CC troops can be lured, and then it was for the heroes, the king and the queen, you know, just coming out from 2 different directions, and healers as well. So I would say a pretty good start by the team right now. But Assimilates, I mean, they are ready for an answer for their own self. If you're talking about this one, the hybrid attack, Hog Miner, and you know, the most important thing is Yeti. Yes, Yeti gets out some of the information with the Yeti Mites, and onto the other side, heroes will be deployed. I want to see the usage of Queen in this one for the funnel being created, because that is going to be a crucial one for the starters. And look at this. From one corner is where Queen starts. First, you open up a few areas, then you throw in a balloon just so that those hidden Teslas might just come up. If they are, then healers come in. This is a very good opening, but Hero's ability just charging in, as we can see Barbarian King just coming up with those elite bobs.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's going to be Professor opening up from Assam Elites. And there's one thing about this name, it's really ringing me a lot of thoughts in Clash of Clans. So let's see he can perform on the same level for now, because you're going to see that wall breaker make its entrance there into that secondary compartment. There's a lot of damage getting dealt out of the Queen, but she's going to be able to enter that compartment with ease. You see a few balloons behind her, but with the healers alive, I do feel she's going to be able to at least take down another 20% of this base. Now, of course, you do see the defensive CC getting popped there from the Town Hall, creating a little bit of trouble here, but with that poison available, of course, the Archer Queen going to be taken down with ease. Now, this is the interesting thing. The Town Hall compartment is the same distance away from the Archer Queen as the Eagle Artery Chamber. She can either turn to go towards that side, or they can change momentum. But if it comes down to Professor Scott, he's going to go and freeze that Eagle Artery for now. He doesn't want more damage. A Siege Barrack going to be dropped down, and a P.E.K.K.A making its entrance. On the other side now, the Miners are going to be there with the Grand Warden. 40% damage done. 1 minute 22 seconds onto the clock.
As of now, yeah, time is not going to be an issue, I would say. But yeah, the defenses will be. Hogs are being taken down, just a few, but more and more of the Hogs are going to go and attack in from the base sides to the baselines, and then Eagle Artillery might just go down. No, before that, the defensive heroes are coming in, but Eagle Artillery might just take up a bit of a fall if you're talking about it from Siege Barrack. That's where you see a lot of visits just coming in, and Hogs as well just moving in right now. And this is where the central compartment might just go down. Look at this, Scattershot doing everything but cannot do anything out in this one. Inferno Tower will be taken down as well onto the other side, as Expos are doing everything, but no, Expos, Inferno, Expo, that combination goes down as well. We have 2 stars right now, but time might just not be in the favor, as troops are slowly and steadily beginning to fall.
Absolutely. The time. Professor looking at the clock. He doesn't know whether he can complete this attack, but MVP Archer Queen right there. She's still alive with those healers, taking down that Inferno Tower, giving that last needed push there for the remaining Miners to take down the troops. But when we look around, there are about 2 defenses still alive, and the Wizard Tower going to be the next one to fall. 89% damage. And Professor so close to those 3 stars. I do feel he has the capacity to take this down with the Archer Queen, but now she's stuck between the walls, and she is struggling a little bit. 5 seconds left on the clock. Oh my god, he could have done this in the nick of time, but oh, he does it. He gets that 100%, and that's going to be a fantastic opening there from Assam Elites today.
I mean, you get 3 stars, right? That's one of the most important things that you have to go for the starters, if you talk about it, because your first 3-star gets your next momentum planning. I mean, all the other players, they'll be planning their momentum right now, as we were talking about. First attack, 93% 2-star. This one gets 100% 3-star. So it's a perfection in the making for Assam Elites. But they just need to, you know, take it forward right now, as we were talking about it, right? Now, Kyrie is going to be making up their mark for the attacks right now. But as you can see, into the center lines is where everything is. Town Hall situated just onto one side, but Central CC, yeah, that opens up a lot of defensive areas for it to play to. Balloons just being popped up just so that they can, you know, he can get up the information of those hidden areas. Battle Blimp just going in. A very good Battle Blimp outing, I would say, because it can actually give them a proper area for the balloons, and exactly that's what Battle Blimp has right now, for the balloons to just move into different directions, taking down bases, taking down the damage areas, the defenses for his own himself, and this air attack is gonna yield a lot of damage. The Dragon Loon attack, yeah, it will be a very good one.
Absolutely. He is going for an air attack here, but my concern is that these compartments are really vast and they're scattered around this complete base. And that's going to be something you need to be really careful about, because if the dragons get scattered at any point of time, this could definitely move south super soon. But now, of course, you're going to see from the east side, the dragons have made their entrance. The Grand Water is also there. You also see a baby dragon right next to them, just dipping down onto the outside compartments. Meanwhile, now the dragons entering the Town Hall compartment. Well played here. He wants to move into that area. He's going to also drop down a quick free spell. Nice catch there onto the Inferno Tower. Not going to be able to do damage, but meanwhile, he's going to take that first tower with the Town Hall. Moving forward now, I really want to see when he drops his Archer Queen from. It's going to be from the south side. He also has a Barbarian King in the front lines, a Wizard Tower, the next one to be taken down there. Meanwhile, onto the other side, the Eagle Archery, it has been charged up and it is live, so that's going to be a huge concern here. But 2 stars in his favor. He's got that 58% damage and moving in the right direction, but is it going to be enough for him to convert this into a 3 stars?
We will have to see how it just, goes if it comes down to the conversion and perfection, because those two things are needed. Look at this. Heroes are going on to the outlines, just so that they can just take out every area. But dragons are something that are doing incredible damage alongside the Grand Warden as well. The back-end support of those dragons is what he is. Defensive Barbarian King still on his toes if something comes down to it. But that compartment where Barbarian King, Eagle Artillery, those 2 towers are, that is where everything gets tricky. That is where you can just take it or you cannot take it. But troops are ready, because now the abilities are coming in. Now's where you need to go with maximum utilization, and Royal Champion as well just jumping in from the areas. And now this might just be a perfect attack or not. We'll have to see how far it can go, as it's just one of the troops surviving. And there it is, the ability being charged up. But nope, it won't be that much, as there it bites the dust with 94, maybe a 95 just coming in slowly and steadily. And if everything goes good, we might just see a 96.
Look at that tiny minion there, trying to just get those few last shots. And the Barbarian King not going to be paying attention. And he does have the time, which is interesting, because he can go ahead and just use this 1 minion to get to 100%. And that'll be the first time ever in the Northeast Summit or any other Clash game that I've seen that 1 minion wins you that 100%. Now he has 10 seconds left on the clock. Going to make that a 98. Pretty close to comfort here for that minion, but another quick shot there. Going to make that a 99 mostly. Oh no, he's not going to be able to do it, I think. And he's going to close at a 98, but wow, that was really well played. Now, again, I want to throw back here to Qualifier 1, where the games were so very different compared to what we're seeing today. Each attack going above that 90% mark. And as our analyst was saying on the desk, the fact that there is a lot of I would say there's a lot of support coming in here for Assam Elites today, because they have performed in the first qualifiers and they're looking to be the ones to take qualifier number 2. But Tang, they're not going to let that happen. They are looking to take this also. They are still 1 star behind, but it just takes 1 good attack to change that. For now, of course, you're going to see Pitupon come in here from Assam Elites, and he's going for a hybrid Hawk Miner combination for himself. Very interesting base layout coming out here. He's going to start off here with the Battle Brim heading towards that Town Hall. Of course, you soon see that Eagle Archery Chamber right there on the north side, so that's going to be pretty troublesome as we move forward into this battle. But he also has his 2 headhunters, which are going to be helping him out. For now, of course, the Battle Brim going to be crashing down, and you're going to see a few troops getting knocked out from there, just doing that required damage. The defensive CC are going to be propping into that direction. But meanwhile, onto the other side, a baby dragon gets dropped.
I mean, we always talk about this one, right? As we just talk and see about this, the value of that super minion, just the minion, being super for its own self, not super minion. Sorry, that was, I just swayed away. But well, now coming about this attack, if we talk about it, hybrid Hog Miner combination is going to be coming in. Headhunters are there as well. I mean, if you want to attack and just deploy them alongside the defensive heroes, you can just go with this one. But now, Raid Spell being used with perfection, that's where Queen gets her abilities bombed up, and healers as well, as they are keeping Queen to its maximum utilization. Super Wall Breaker being used on, and it actually opens up a few of the doorways for the player, for the agents to just get in. But right now, it all comes down to the ability usage, and that is where it comes on. A perfect use of the spells just coming out there as well. That gives Queen a lot of time to just charm in. But onto the other side is where King is. From one direction to the other, King has to move forward right now, but this is where the push comes in. You can see a few miners. Hawks are jumping in as well. Royal Champion coming out inside this direction as well, and this might be a pure value attack, as this will go straight to the castle as well, and straight to the Town Hall, sorry, and that's where Town Hall might just go down. I mean, targeting defenses first, then Town Hall is the next thing to go down.
This is worrisome here because it's not only just the fact, but we do see a few defensive CCs prop out there. Super Minion doing quite a bit of damage into the Archer Queen, but time again is such a concern. He has only 46%. He still has 50% of this base to go. Now, miners do really well on bases where we've already lost an Eagle Archery. So you could see this going to a very high percentage, but it needs to have some time management. We just saw 2 attacks fail because there was not enough time. For now, of course, you're going to see the Grand Warden there helping out that Royal Champion in front lines, the Inferno Tower, making connect on that Royal Champion. But of course, a multi-tower is finally going to be taking a drop there to the Royal Champion. We were out of the side. The Barbarian King is pretty fine. He's made up for the time he lost. There are 18 seconds left on the clock. He has about 15% of the base remaining and quite a few troops. So this is definitely going to be converting into a 3-star attack if possible. But if it does, somewhere Tank Cool, they're not going to be happy about this because it's going to be the second 3-star attack coming out here from Assam Elites, and that's going to put a lot of pressure onto the opponent team. But 3 stars here, congratulations. I think they did very well in this particular attack. It did feel somewhere he could have had a little bit of time loss, but he made up for it in the end.
I mean, some elites, they played to their perfection, I would say. First attack, 3 stars. Second attack, 3 star. On to the other side, I would say the other team, they were trying to do everything good, but, 90%, we get it. But 2 stars is a major concern thing right now. You need to get those 3 stars, plus you need to stop your team from getting their 3 stars, because that's what is happening right now, and that's one thing they have to get power with it. And talking about the attacks, they knew when to perfectly throw their hog and miner combination. That's where the starting just came in. Now we're gonna see another, bowler attack just coming in. Bowler, which this is something that we saw last time as well, last week as well. Right now, the opening is being made by a different hero, as we normally used to see it by the Queen, but no, this time we see Grand Warden coming in.
Absolutely. The Grand Warden there with the support of the healers. Interesting combination coming out here from Shiloh today. He's going with 6 Yetis and of course 7 bowlers. So it is a Yeti smash combo to a certain extent. He also has a Witches into his arsenal. He has 1 Wizard and 1 Headhunter. Now, how he places his units is going to be the main concern. But now he's going to start his attack from the northwest side. You're going to see the Yetis in the front lines. A beautiful Ice Golem. Going to just freeze that whole compartment. And multi-tower Inferno going to be taken down first. But meanwhile now, there's going to be a Battle Beam, of course, sent towards that tower hall. How far is going to travel? It's going to make it all the way mostly over here, but that air sweeper a little troublesome on that battle limb, blocking its path. On the back lines, of course, the witches have been deployed and they are doing the required damage, but now that single targeted Inferno being a little troublesome there on the battle limb, but finally 30% damage done, and they're moving forward into this attack. No stars in his favor as of now, and the troops not moving towards the town hall, so that's another concern here today for Shiloh. But meanwhile, another Inferno tower taking a fall. Their nice freeze getting deployed, 1 star in his favor now. He's got that 50% percentage mark. That's going to be that 2nd star for him. But when I look at the troops now, it is a little concerning. He has a lot more of this base to take down, and not much time or not many troops.
As of now, yes, but I would say this attack started off with a very good perfection, but then somehow just falls down in quite a lot of things. But right now, still, Barbarian King trying to do everything alongside the Grand Warden now. They on to the side, Elite Barbs actually split up themselves, and that is one of the reasons that this attack might just go a bit bad with the timings if you're talking about it. But now they came inside, now they have to go outside, and that's where the walls are actually not helping them. Well, still, Grand Warden trying to do everything from the range attacks is what it is doing right now. But this is where the time becomes a crucial factor for them. Healers on the other side are helping right now the Royal Champion, who will have to do something, otherwise they go down. And right now, one healer is left trying to do everything. But look at this, onto the outskirts is where heroes are moving to. But the lower line, as you can see, that's where training camps are, that's where gold mine is, that's where laboratory is. That is still intact. So this attack might not be a 3-star again.
And it's a worrisome attack because this is the 3rd attack here from Tank. And the fact that Assam Elites already have 2 3-star victories, another 3-star victory could be the death here for Tank Goal. They need to figure this out. Also, when we look at the attack percentage, they're not in the lead here. They're not able to get this to a high percentage mark. Maybe an 85 and an 86, but it's not touching that 90%. So even if they convert the next 2 attacks to 100%, it's still going to be far from their reach, making it forward to the finals. But nothing taken away from this team. I mean, even if they don't make it to the second round here of qualifier number 2, they definitely have 2 more qualifiers that they can participate in. I'm sure if this team had qualified in the first qualifiers, their scorecards are phenomenal because we didn't see any big 3-star marks in qualifier 1. And coming to qualifier 2, we're seeing back-to-back 3-star attacks.
I mean, from a Elites, I want to see another 3-star because, that just keeps them on the point, that just keeps them on their game, and that makes them understand one thing that they did their homework. Because, once you're going for the war, once you're going for everything, you need to go with the planning, you need to go with the types of troops that you have to go for, and another hybrid Hogbinder combination. Yeah, I'm in for a 3-star if it just goes down to this one. As you can see, Yeti is moving up again with that opening, and this is similar to the last attack of Assam Elites that we saw, the second attack, and this is the same thing that's happening by Professor this time. And we talked about Professor. We want to see what this Professor does again, because this is again the same opening that it is being created. And right now, Balloon just moving forward onto the backside is where Queen is going to be getting the full support, and early Barbarian King just coming up with its abilities, and this. Can I predict this might just go to a 3-star? I don't know, because I just have this feeling right now.
Yeah, I have the similar feeling here. I mean, it does seem to be moving in the same direction. The wall breaker making its way towards the tower. This could be very easy converted 3-stars. I mean, the interesting part about having a ground attack to massive extent is the fact that it really does well in all the matches that we have seen today. The fact that, they've always ended with 3 stars maybe could be a signal here for the fact that, we could see more air attacks maybe from another team. But for now, of course, we're going to see a lot of defensive Stacey getting propped there yet again. 35% damage done. Archer Queen in the front lines. The Super Minions targeting her time and time again. But knowing the way this placement is working out, she's going to be able to take that down all. And once that's done, things could turn around.
Yeah, that's totally true, and it is, as you can see. Time, yeah, that might be an issue, but we'll have to see how, it just gets up with everything for now. But the most important thing is, when we talk about the attacks, when we talk about the way the attacks have to work, we have to talk about the strategies, because, air attacks, they are good. But onto the other side, it might just take the other things down. So for now, the attacks have been good, they have been decent, but the most important thing is what comes next for these teams, because already the pressure is being built up on one team. The other team, they just don't have to be overconfident, because if one team's winning and the other's losing, it's kind of the hare and the tortoise situation. If hare sleeps from here, tortoise might just get off a win.
I mean, you never know. You could see Tank come in here in qualifier number 4, learn from all their mistakes, and go ahead and pick up the Northeast Summit trophy. We've seen so many underdog teams learn so quickly and then just use it against their opponents. And that's another thing about Clash of Clans. You can be good at one good strategy and you can keep deploying it time and time again. But if your opponent figures out the loophole in that strategy, they can really use it against you. And that is something to keep in mind here, because we're going to see a highlight yet again from Professor's attack. I really do feel that he did this attack in perfection, and he got most of the things right for himself. But Shiloh, watching this attack, he didn't know at the end of the day how he wanted to work against this base later on.
Yeah, I would say that's totally true, because this is what we were discussing, right? This is let's just go for the analysis department as compared to the casting of the game right now. As you can see, Balloon's just moving up forward. Balloon knows what it has to do. Onto the other side, Queen is doing something, and that's opening up the area, creating an opening from where all the other troops have to jump in. Onto the other side is where King and the buff from King's ability are just chiming in, doing everything. Wall breaker, look at that. Wall breaker's moving up as well, because it knows how to create an opening, and that's where the opening is created. Queen gets a lot of charged area just for her to move in. Balloons as well, just hitting up that raid spell for themselves, and then Balloons go in as well, are going to target scatter shot right now. They get their own open area, CC troops get come out, and this is how you perfect an attack for the starters, because you get it, we get it, right? 3-star ending is good, but the starting is almost as important as ending, because that's where you create your funnel, that's where you create your opening, and that's where you get to know if you have a good push or not. And after this all is said and done, look at this, Queen surviving, getting almost 40% of the valuable damage for her own single self.
I mean, that's insane. It's just how you use those troops in the right way to get the right outcome. Now, either you can go ahead and use all your troops together and not get the same 40% damage, but you can otherwise use one queen the right way and get that onto your side. And as you said, I mean, he's already got that 50% damage done. All props said that MVP Archer Queen, but onto the other side, you do see this momentum coming in there. And this is really redirecting the way the damage is getting done, saving that Archer Queen to move forward onto the north side and giving that opportunity for the other troops to tank the remaining damage. Of course, we did see the healers take a few shots here, but they did survive at the end of the day. And with that, of course, with time on his side, I did feel he did close it too much to comfort. So if this does happen in the finale, I think he needs to be real careful and not really pull it to the last second, because in the last second, anything can go wrong.
Yeah, anything can change, anything can go wrong, and that's where your decider troops come in. I mean, for me, what I would say decider troops is the main troops on the basis of which the attack is named. This is a hybrid Hog Miner combination. If Hog and Miner cannot maximize their output, then the decider troops, then the attack gets onto a failed attack, right? Nevertheless, it might be a 90% 2-star, but if they go out right, if they go out pretty fast, then this is not the attack that everyone expected. So that's where it is going right now. But looking at everything, I would say this guy, Professor, did everything to its perfection, almost, almost just chiming in with everything, and that's where the 100% just came in, and Professor taught us a good lesson.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the other team that's playing in the semi-finals today, the one after this, yeah, they've got their eyes on this match. They know what mistakes they shouldn't be making. I think they also realize the value of time, because if you have even 2 attacks that turn into 3 stars too early on, you're kind of in a soup. And now, nothing taken away from Tang. I mean, they're so new into this tournament. I do believe the mental pressure that right now Assam Elites have put on them is going to turn very differently. But I hope to see them get those 3 stars. I mean, they are the underdogs. It seems like that, but you never really know when the tides can turn.
Yeah, we all want to see them, just chiming in with the maximum amount of damage and utilization of all the resources that they have. But now, if we're talking about it, we see the defenders coming in, we see the attackers coming in, and we see another hybrid Hog Miner combination coming in. So I would say one of the most trusted attacks is what this is. But you need to have one of the best openings for this one. Somehow I feel this might just be a decent opening. Not the best though, but if Queen gets the maximum utilization, that will be good. Because mostly we have seen the southern side is where the attack utilization just comes in. But this time they took a different approach, because right now they, triggered Hidden Teslas as well. Now they have triggered King as well. No doubt the abilities are still present, so you can use those abilities to its perfection. But the area, look at this. Right now, CC troops have not been lured. You have to attack the town hall, and after that, you might just go for the CC clan castle. And Eagle Artillery is present there as well. But we'll have to see how much of a value can this queen get for itself.
Absolutely, but here's the worry for this particular player. The fact that the 3 Inferno towers are all around the Eagle Artery, and crossing that area is where all the trouble is going to begin. Even if you have a hybrid Hog Miner combination, they are all going to be targeted there by those multi-Infernos. So he has to be very careful from where he plans to move this attack. For now, the Archer Queen, she's still on the outskirts of this base. She needs to still enter that central compartment. That's where we're going to see the real action getting brewing. For now, of course, you're going to see an Ice Poison getting deployed there. The Super Minions, they are defending. Shipping out onto that Arch Queen, but she's going to survive. Her ability is going to be deployed there. The healers working over time. Even the Rage would need to be deployed at some good point of time. But now the Inferno Tower making a connect onto her. Finally, she's been able to deal with all that defensive CC. But time, my friend, yet again, so far from comfort here for Tankul. They really need to understand the time management. But now they've got that 1-star in the favor. 27% damage. Now the Siege Barrack gets dropped. I do feel he could have sent this a little bit earlier for a better result. But meanwhile, on the backline side, we're going to see the miners making their entrance there with the Hogs. The Grand Warden is there. They're all entering the secondary compartment. Very interesting base layout coming out here today from Assam Elites. And they're going to be moving forward. Meanwhile, the Royal Champion also getting deployed there. 46 seconds left on the clock. Not yet that 50% mark. Going to be making it very soon. So the 2 stars are definitely guaranteed here for Tankul. But can they convert this to a high percentage? We'll find out in 37 seconds.
For the team of Tankul, this is going to be, I would say, one of the most challenging things right now, because time is not their friend. So this attack might just be a lesser percentage of an attack, but we'll have to see once, CC and once Town Hall just goes down. So it's down to CC right now. CC goes down. Everything gets opened up for the other side, because they can go to the scatter shot. Eagle Artillery now goes down as well. And the attack is slowly and steadily building up its pace still, but it's still not going to go. I would say, yeah, 60% might just be a dream.
I mean, yeah, this is really difficult here for Tankul. I mean, somewhere I do feel it's just the pressure that Assam Elites have put on them. The fact that they have such a huge lead already. With this, of course, they're going to reach that 8-star mark, but somewhere Assam Elites, they're already sitting with those 9 stars. They still have 2 more attacks remaining on your screens. And I mean, when you're an underdog team, you've seen this time and time again, you make a lot of mistakes when you don't know what's the right move. But the great part about the Northeast Summit is you can always come back. And I'm hoping to see Tankul come back in the next qualifier, or maybe the one even after that, and change the tides for themselves. But meanwhile, Assam Elites on point with their attack. The next attack on your screen is going to be DIP Dip. And of course, he's going to go ahead with a complete air attack. Finally, a new kind of strategy onto your screens. 8 Electro Dragons in his favor, 8 balloons also, and he also has 5 minions. But now, of course, very interesting base layout. He's going to be careful how he makes his attack. You do see see two Inferno Towers right in the central compartments near the Town Hall. On to the other side, of course, it's going to be the Eagle Artery. He's going to start his attack here all
Oh.
the way from the south side. He wants to make sure he can take down this Eagle Artery chamber. If he manages to do that, half his problems get solved. And then it all comes down to if he can deal with the tornado traps and the S Reapers. But now the defense is going to get propped there. But there is that giant Electro Dragon, and he's going to be able to deal with all that remaining damage. He's going to be sending a lightning quick and easy. But also, you do notice there is going to be a defensive Royal Champion in that arena. So that's a little worrisome there for Dip. Meanwhile, on to the other side now, a quick Electro Dragon getting redropped. And finally, another one going to be joining the fun.
A good use of back limb just came in from the back lines as we were, just looking at this one. Because onto the other side is where Town Hall was, so you need to, maximize your outing. Plus, you need to lure all the troops of CC as well. They did that to its perfection. Now it comes down to the attack that we wanted to see, and this is where the attack just comes in. It just chimes in. Grand Warden as well, being used to its perfection. Balloons and Dragon just being raised out there. King and Queen are going to be each other's back lines as we see, and now it's one thing. Dip has dipped himself onto that elixir quota and is moving up pretty good forward, as we are just talking about this one right now. We'll be getting the second star pretty soon, and this might just be another perfect conversion. You never know, because scatter shots are surviving. Not anymore. One might just go down right now, but that is where it all just comes down to. The other one has been frozen onto the other side, but right now no one's just moving in as Grand Warden is looking into the bomb tower. It goes down as well. Now Scattershot is out in the open, so if Scattershot goes down, all the major defenses have been taken a hit right now.
Absolutely. The major defenses have taken a fall, but at the same time, we got to remember there are a lot of heroes alive on this map and allow for Dip, so he can pull out the remaining 30% if he plays his heroes right. But I don't seem to be seeing that happening on the map, because right now the Royal Champion, he's the only one surviving here. Defensive Lava Hound causing a lot of concern here for that Royal Champion. I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. His ability has already been deployed. I do see a lot of spells still remaining here for side of Dip, so he can choose to use them just to go ahead and get this to a really high percentage. But a lot of the backlines, there is a baby dragon who's going to get ganked up over there by those lava puffs. Quick poison getting deployed there just to take down those lava puffs, but they're going to just swing through, going to be alive. And Dip, not the best performance, I must say, but not a bad performance also. It's an 82% there. He has lost his troops. He had the time on his side, and he's going to close that at 82. This would definitely work right now for our summer leads, the fact that they're already in a huge lead. But in the finale, I don't think he should be taking this risk. I think if he's decided to go for an air attack, he needs to make sure that the base he's attacking is a good base for an air attack. Otherwise, he definitely should swing by and go for a ground attack.
I would say 82% 2-star, I'll take it, because my teammates have already done those 3-star attacks, right? Right now, if you're talking about this one, this is going to be the last attack of either of the teams. So right now, starting off with the good, spells just coming out there. That's decent. Nothing else. Earthquake spell being used to its perfection as well, taking down things, just starting with the damage and whatnot. And this is where Ice Golem is going to be chiming in alongside Barbarian King right now. But when talking about this one, another air attack, the Lava Loon. I want to see if this one gets used to its perfection or not.
I mean, Bubblehead definitely looking to convert this into 3 stars. You normally see a Lava Hound attack only when a player is like super confident on that kind of strategy, and that's something I'm expecting from Bubblehead today. For now, of course, he's going to start off there with his heroes. The Royal Champion there getting dropped down from the west side, trying to enter that Inferno Tower chamber. Ability going to be deployed, not been able to take it down, but meanwhile, the Archer Queen is there. I'm so sorry, that wasn't the Royal Champion, I think. And the Archer Queen, of course, managing to take down that Inferno Tower, but is then going to pay with her life. Meanwhile, onto the other side, of course, you do see the hero, the Barbarian King, trying to do his best. Now, this is more a suicide hero attack, so this is the kind of percentage you look to get when you're going for a suicide attack. 32%, not at all bad at all. Neen, of course, moving forward, you do see the Stone Slammer making its entrance there. The Lava Hound is there, the Grand Warden, and the Balloons. And now, of course, we're going to see Bubblehead try to get this to high percentages as possible. If he's able to do that, he will match the scorecard today of Assam Elites. And then, of course, they can live on a Hail Mary and hope that Assam Elites get the 0-star attack. Meanwhile, of course, on the front lines, the Eagle Artery going to be the next one to be attacked here. On the back lines, lots of cleanup troops, but that Eagle Artillery doing so much damage out of these balloons, causing a lot of problems here for Bubblehead. But he's got those 2 stars, 61% damage done, but time again, only 52 seconds remaining.
I mean, talking about Eagle Artillery, it's always a value defense when we talk about this. Onto these lines right now, I would say, yeah, we started off saying it's a suicide attack, but this might just be the one that gets played to its perfection. I mean, I don't know, might just come as the first 3-star attacks. Times there, troops are alive. They might and might not just just get it to its own final play, because this is where it's going down. 84%, 90% will be on the grab for sure. But if everything's played perfectly even right now, they might just get a 3-star.
Absolutely, and it would be a very important 3 stars here for Bubblehead. The fact that he's still part of the Airtel India Esports Tour Award, if he does convert this, it is a good start for him in the Northeast Summit. It'll also give him the chance to be part of course, the Airtel India top leaderboard. And the first 3 stars, like you mentioned here, and the final attack from the side of Tankul. I think Bubblehead is always sent here as Tankul's final attacker. He seems to be more of the experienced player who understands the strategies. This is the first Lava Loon combination we've also seen. So I hope to see whether they run something similar when they come into the next qualifiers. Maybe put him somewhere in between so that the pressure reduces on the rest of the team. But for now, of course, a more of just an attack that you would know that Hitesh looking to play for his own individual performance from Assam Elites, because mostly they've already taken this cup for themselves. He's going to go ahead with a very tried-tested combination. Hybrid Hog Miner here onto your screens. Meanwhile, a Town Hall there onto the west side. So that's going to be a huge cause of concern because he's starting his attack here from the east side. And a healer getting dropped down over there just to begin this attack with the Archer Queen. Looking to just start her Archer walk, maybe create that required funnel, and then go ahead with the 2 headhunters and then look to execute the Hybrid Hog Miner.
That's so true. And this is the, I would say, the family attack that always happens, and we have always seen this and, love this one. But right now, the start of this attack is always used to its perfection by that Archer Queen, the value Archer Queen, and now the raid spell being boosting her up. I mean, King's out there. King was Queen. I mean, right now, Queen wins this one to its perfection. And then as we just have a look onto this one, this is where it all just might go down as we just see. But onto the other lines is where the Town Hall is. You need to get it down for 1 extra star if you want to go for this one. But the major attack, the mega combination of that hybrid hog miner still has to just charm in. That's one thing we'll have to see how it just comes up.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Hitesh, he's lucky over here because when you look at the Town Hall and the Eagle Artery, they're quite close to each other. So whichever gets attacked first, you're going to see the troops take down the other pretty soon. Now, Hitesh could convert this to a 3-star if he does everything right. Let's see what he has in mind. For now, because he's going to send from the north side. The Hogs are there, the Miners are there. They're entering those compartments, and they're going to be making it through with these. The Grand Warden on the back lines, the Royal Champion going to be joining the fun. You also see the Barbarian King right there. They're heading towards the Town Hall. That's going to be the first big star in his favor after, of course, getting that 50% damage done. 1 minute, 5 seconds left on the clock. Beautiful freeze coming out there. Another set of Hogs getting sent there from the west side. They want to create this momentum. Meanwhile, a sneaky Archer Queen still moving forward with that 1 healer by her side. Her ability has been deployed already, but she's going to be able to manage that defensive CC, giving enough time for those Hogs to take down the remaining compartments, but they're still not headed into the Eagle Artery chamber. Finally going to be able to do that. All the multi-inferno towers connected onto those Hogs. This could be a little bit of trouble, but finally they've been able to break through that Eagle Artery, head into that Inferno Tower compartment mostly. But now, of course, only 2 heroes surviving. They've lost most of their units. So troublesome are those Inferno Towers, and if not taken down, they just increase damage over time. And this is going to be the close of attack here for Hitesh. He could have converted this to a 3 stars. A few mistakes, I must say, have happened, but at the end of the day, he closed with a beautiful 90%.
I mean, he closed with a very beautiful 90% right now, and obviously those 2 stars coming in will be taking him down to a 13-star overall, his team, while the other team just stands out there with 11 for themselves. Percentage also a pretty good percentage coming up in their favor, 92% right now. That's where the overall damage of this game just comes in. So it overall becomes a pretty good game for Assam Elites. Talk about winning, talk about dominating, talk about losing or what. Assam Elites, they have one in their bank, and that one actually pushes them pretty forward.
I mean, analysts bang on point there. He did say the fact that Assam Elites are looking to take this all the way, win this qualifier to, and meet their opponents into the finale. And Assam Elites proving why they deserve to be in finale. Of course, they had 3 3-star attacks, if I'm not wrong. And that's a huge margin when you look at the way Tankul played. I didn't really see them have this best of best performances, but you always learn one game at a time. And I hope that they come back next time around. But just looking back at the way Assam Elites performed, what were your favorite attacks? I mean, they all seem to be perfect, but there's somebody who stood out for you today.
No, I would say not one, but top 3. The first 3 attacks, they stood out to its perfection. Because, you start with 1 attack. That's good. But onto the other side, the second one comes as well. Third one comes as well. So numbers just combined.
Numbers just combine. Of course, this is only the first game of the semifinals. We still have one more coming up very soon. But for now, let's head back to the desk and see what our hosts and analysts are up to.
Thank you so very much, Angela and Ocean. That was incredible performance,
Yeah.
dude. Assam Elites were on fire right off the bat.
Exactly. I mean, what did I say, man? I mean, they were sort of angry with the what happened the last time, and finally, they are going to be moving on to the finals of this qualifiers. But I mean, before they make it to the playoffs, to the grand finals, it is still one more step to go, and who they will be facing is going to be decided next.
Absolutely, and for that, of course, there is semi-final 2, where indeed, like we discussed earlier, there's going to be Manipur Esports going against Parabimang. I hope the pronunciation is right. Once
Yeah.
again, guys, do let us know, hashtag any summit, and use Facebook, Twitter, whatever works for you. But of course, let us know what your thoughts have been regarding this first semi-final. And indeed, when you talk about the game, it was miraculously played by Assam Elites. Now the question is, as you so beautifully pointed out, who are they going to be facing against? So let's have a look at the bracket and quickly find out what are we up to look forward to. And in that is the semi-final 2, where Manipur Esports, looking strong, gonna go against Parabyang.
Yeah, that is also going to be an interesting match. So, unlike the first semi-finals, these are going to be completely new teams, I believe, in these qualifiers, and it is going to be interesting to see what sort of they bring to the table. As you said, Assam Elites right off the bat started pretty strong. Getting an early lead for themselves is something that always helps take a lot of pressure off of the attacks that are going to come in later, and those 100% attacks in the early stage, I think, were pretty crucial for the squad of Assam Elites. But that is the thing. Let's see if these squads can sort of replicate the same sort of a performance, or are they going to bring something else?
Absolutely, because again, when you talk about the gameplay being brought in by Assam Elites, it was just on point. I mean, this is something that Ocean has spoken about many times when he's on the disc, right?
Yeah.
When you start a game off, you have to bring in the A game, and as soon as you get that 3-star 100%, you've already put yourself on a pedestal. You know,
Yeah.
the entire clan is, of course, going to be that much more energized. But on the other side, when you talk about Dangle, it was a bit of a low-key start for them. But moving on to semi-final 2, where once again, you're going to be looking at these incredibly new teams. But what are they bringing to the table? What exactly are going to be showcased? I mean, yeesh, this is a tough one, because you only get that one chance, right? It's
Exactly.
a BO1.
Exactly, it is a BO1, and as you said, I mean, pressure is always going to be key, right? There is no point in a series, even if it's a BO1, even it doesn't matter which order you're attacking and what is your attack sequence. Pressure is always going to be there. If you are if you are the first one attacking for your team and you are the first one opening up, that the pressure is going to be there for you to build up the momentum for the rest of the lad. As you
Exactly.
said, raise the morale for the entire clan. If you are in the middle and the first attack goes really well, imagine you get a high 90% 2-star attack or 100% 3-star, then it's on you to carry forward that pressure and just build it up for your opponents and carry
True.
the momentum in the favor of your team. And if you are the last one going in, the only opportunity that you get to basically take a chill pill and calm down a little bit is when the people before you, basically all of them had 3 stars or
But-
99%.
You know what, Johnny? I mean,
Yeah.
one thought comes to my mind that we spoke about in the pre-game segment. You need to be energized. You
Yes.
certainly need to be energized. I think Assam Elites heard us when we were talking about the Red Bull. They certainly heard us, and they probably did go for that drink, and they certainly did go for that sip, because that was an incredible start for them. But right now, of course, is time for us to go on a short little break, after which, of course, is going to be semi-final 2, where, of course, like I said, Manipur Esports and Parabyang are going to be showcasing that wonderful performance. But who is going to be taking the spot into the finals? Hashtag any summit. Let us know. We'll be right back.
Airtel India Esports Talk continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. 2 new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire, 4 qualifiers, 1 grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees, a golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready? Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Of course, this is semi-finals number 2, and now, of course, we're going to have another two teams going to battle it out over here. Of course, this is a very important match because one of these two teams are going to go ahead and play against our opponents, Assam Elise, who just won the first semi-finals today. But of course, if you missed out the game, want to check them out, just move a little back in this YouTube video, and you'll definitely find it. Or you can definitely check out our highlights; they'll be up and running by the evening. This fantastic event, of course, is brought to you by Nodwin Gaming and Red Bull. And Ocean, after that first game, you told me that you were so excited to see the first three attacks be those three
Yeah.
stars. Are you expecting something similar in the second one?
Probably if there's a three-star, then yes. If there's not a three-star, then I want to see which team, gets it first. Maybe in the second attack, maybe in the third attack, maybe not at all. If it does not happen, if there's no three-star attack, then it just comes down to those percentage points as well, because everyone will believe two-star, 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 two-star. So it comes down to the momentum. First attack gets your momentum starting. Sometimes we have seen, like we have casted other COC games as well. We have seen first attack being a one-star attack, and then the team just falls down with every attack. So that's where momentum just breaks. While the other team, just like we saw today, only three-star, three-star, three-star. That's where the momentum just gets in, and you end up with 13 stars overall in your bank. So I just want to see what happens when the overall things just emerge.
Another question that I had in mind while watching the first game was the fact that, when we looked at the way the team attacked, they
Yeah.
sent their best players in the last three attacks. I think that
Ah.
is something that they shouldn't be doing. They should try and send them in the first attacks that kind of send on the board, because that kind of also helps the team build that momentum. But now, of course, we're going to have Para here starting their attack here. San Goku is going to be making this attack. Very interesting combination. Even the hybrid Hogminer combination started very early on into this fight. He's going to start off there from the northwest side. You're going to see the Archer Queen into the front lines. And of course, the healers are available. They're going to be entering that first compartment. This Town Hall takedown is going to be pretty easier for San. But after that, how he really moves into the back compartments is going to be a concern, because the major defenses are on the backside.
Yeah, onto the backside. So I want to say if this guy actually goes Super Saiyan or not right now. CC troops have been taken out, and that's a very good outing right now from the CC troops. But obviously, Queen will be just out there, shutting down them. But right now, you can see the first star slowly, slowly just chipping in, coming in. Is that going to happen? And yes, it is. Just as we speak right now. But onto the other side, Queen took a lot out in this outing, but right now, as you can see from the back end side is where the wall breaker is just coming in. A good placement? I don't think so. Probably not. We'll have to see how it just, it just comes up in the calculation. Siege Break has been dropped on the other side. It will be helping out the Barbarian King, onto which Eagle Artillery is already punching down its missile force.
That is some serious punches, I must say, coming out there. That Siege Barrack really being helpful here. The Pekka at the front lines, very tanky as a unit. Hopefully can always stay in the front lines to soak in all this required damage. Meanwhile, the Inferno Tower making a connect there onto those Hogs. So that's going to be another concern. Those X-Bows charging on every single unit. They see the defensive CCs now getting propped here. A lot of different units getting squished into that particular area, and they could be taken down as splash damage. So Sound need to be really careful about that. We're onto the back lines now. The Hog Riders are there, just chipping down onto that Tesla. But the Eagle Artillery, like I mentioned, the fact if you kind of join all the units together, they are going to be squashed out with one single blow from the Eagle Artillery. And after all said and done, there are just the heroes surviving. Roy Tapper in front lines, heading into that Inferno Tower chamber. 50% damage done. He has a bit of time on his side. My concern is his troop momentum. Meanwhile, the Archer Queen, she's still alive. She has her ability, so she could chip down another 20% of the space. But that Inferno Towers, I must say, they seem to be MVP here today for Boy Sharma from Manipur Esports. A good defensive base coming out from his side. The chip damage, of course, still getting dealt there. But I do feel this could close at an 85%. It's not going to be a 3-star attack, in my opinion.
It could not, but we'll have to see how that momentum just takes them, where that momentum just takes them. Moving up forward right now, 70% on the marker right now, but 2 stars, obviously, converting that 2 to 3 will be a big of a challenge, but as time is not their friend. 74, 75, we might just have to say goodbye at around 77 maybe, if everything stays on point.
Para Byang Nang, I mean, the start is not good. I mean, when you look at the way this attack started, I did feel he invested too much too early on. We've seen people start their hybrid attacks at mostly 1 minute 20 seconds. Once, of course, 30% of the base is taken down. We've seen the heroes do their job, take down the major defenses that could actually take down all the hybrid attack. But when you keep the Eagle Archery alive for so long and you send like a bunch of 80% of your units on one side, you're not only putting the risk onto the remaining base, you're also putting it down onto your Hawks to just die together. Even if he had split this attack, I think he would have reached a high number. So Para got to be very careful about that. But for now, of course, we're going to see the opening here from Manipur Esports. And I'm excited to see what kind of strategy they want to play out today. Manipur, of course, Boy Sharma, we just saw his defense. Let's see how he attacks today. We're going to see a nice hybrid attack yet again. 15 minus, 10 Hog Riders, 2 Wizards. He's going to start off there from the southwest side. Apologies, and he's going to have the Archer Queen in the front lines. The healers, of course, right behind. One of the Yetis, of course, just over there to create that required funnel. Now, we look at the base layout yet again. This is Stan Goku's base. You do see a lot of defensive CCs getting propped there. The Town Hall placed beautifully, giving the opportunity to take it down fast. But the Archer Queen, she's already gone down, Ocean. This is troublesome today.
No, this is bad. This is actually pretty bad right now. And early, just, ability usage also coming in from the King. I mean, was this forced ability? You will never know right now, but one thing just happened. Boy Sharma and Son Goku, they just swapped their places, attackers and defenders, and now comes the push, the hybrid hog miner push. Now it just comes in. Siege Barrack has been taken down as well as of now, but now will they be getting the first star by taking down the Town Hall? And yes, they do. But now they changed quite a lot of things in this attack. That was the early queen just going down. It changes a lot of things. I mean, it changes a lot of things for the planning, for the push, for maintaining that push, and everything goes down to the other troops.
I mean, this completely comes down to how Boy Sharma can recover in this particular fight. Now, he can say goodbye to those 3 stars. That's very far-fetched to really assume. But even if he makes it to those 2 stars with a good percent, even a 70%, that is all he requires. But now my concern for Boy Sharma is can he even get that 2nd star? Because losing that Archer Queen so early on, not only he lost him the advantage of taking down most of his base, is lost his stars. And the stars play such an important role. Now, Ocean, you did mention the fact that we've seen a lot of teams come back with even having a 1-star attack on their team. But today, Manipur Esports, in their first attack itself, have put so much pressure onto their players that I really, really hope they can fight back and get those stars as a remainder in the ending 4 attacks.
I mean, if we're talking about, all these things, numbers did not get into the favor of Manipur Esports with the start of this attack. I mean, this is where it might just go down. I mean, Boy Sharma has ample amount of time. Look at this. The defensive units, they cannot touch that one archer. And that's what Archer is doing everything with. One more percentage coming in again outside. But no, now Mortar has its range. So Mortar might just take it down. So he got it. He got to know about it. So after that, he was like, no, let's just leave it to 53% because that's where it is. Let's just not be more greedy. But 53% is quite less. It's quite less.
My worry was he wouldn't get that 2nd star, honestly. So at least he got that 2nd star. That may not be the best attack, but they can recover when it comes to attack damage. And ladies and gentlemen, when we have the stars that have been evened out, we then look at the attack damage. And if the attack damage also evened out, then we look at the attack time. So I think now they got to make sure that somewhere Manipur concentrates on getting at least really good attack damage because they can match out those stars at some point in time. I think Para and them are pretty evened out when it comes to the way they play. Their skills seem to be on par. So if they can just match out and get a better attack damage in every single move, that could really help them. But they got to stay positive. That's very, very important. But now we have Rural Ninja coming out here from Para, looking to maybe turn the tides here for his team. They have 13 Hogs in their favor, 13 Miners. So pretty evened out here when he's going for his ground strategy. He's going to start his walk there with the Archer Queen. Going to be extra careful. We just saw an attack with the Archer Queen took a fall and it costed their team so much. Not going to let that happen again. The defensive CC, of course, getting propped there to the Archer Queen. He's doing everything right, but having the right strategy is as good as having the right execution. And I hope today Rural Ninja knows how to execute correctly.
Oh, that's a very good outing just coming up from the ball breakers as well. And now Queen has dedicated everything towards the defensive units. That's a very good use of the freeze just coming out there as we just talk about. And early usage of the ability of King also just coming out is going to go to one compartment, just trying to do everyday shop damage. But no, Town Hall still survives. Town Hall still stays out there right now. Eagle Arc plays onto one side. This might be bad for the Siege Barracks troops as they are coming out. And look at this, Town Hall is still alive. And Siege Barracks was dropped out onto one side. But Eagle Artillery, it's doing everything onto the other side as well. But will it be enough? Now Siege Barrack has changed its course and is moving towards the areas. I'm sorry, Eagle Artillery has changed its course and is moving towards the other areas as it's just dropping down. But now comes the push, takes down 1 star. But will it be enough?
Absolutely. And here, of course, with the good part here for Rule Ninja is he's got that Town Hall on his side. He needs to make this to 50% first. But also he's entering towards that Eagle Artery Chamber. Once he's able to take two big units down, then he's just got to deal with the back units, which of course are pretty tremendous themselves. We do see a lot of Inferno Towers, but the multi-Inferno Tower taken down next by the Royal Champion, heading towards that Eagle Artery. Rule Ninja moving in the right direction here. His execution working out, but now time is so far from him. I don't really see his units any longer. The problem, I think, is the fact that they're letting these really high damage units make their attack very much earlier. When you look at the other tournaments that we watch normally, you do see that the Eagle Archery, it comes live only about 1 minute 30 seconds into the fight. And that's because the Eagle Archery only works out once you kind of dropped a certain amount of units on the map. So I think somewhere these teams should work that strategy out where they don't really give so much of leverage onto the opponents to be able to do so much damage early on. But now, of course, another bad attack coming out from Para. They're going to be closing at a 45%. But again, my concern, can they even make it to those 2 stars? It looks like they can, but it's not going to be enough. 46%. This is going bad to worse here. If we saw Manipur give a bad attack, we see Para replying with a worse attack.
I mean, it's different from the first game that happened, right? Now momentum's breaking from both the teams as we talk about. Obviously, we'll have to see the second attack coming from the second team, but from the first team, we talk about this. The first attack was decent. Now the momentum's breaking. Plus 1 star. You know, that's a deficit of stars, and that might just be even worse as we talk about it. Right now, heroes have to move in, and that's where healers as well are coming in. Battle Flame just moving inside the areas. You know, the one compartment might be where Battle Flame makes its home, and this is where it's going to be. Look at this. Now troops are just going to be coming in, and that's where the damage amounts, the damage points are just going to be coming in. Talking about this attack, we're going to see Bowler just, you know, running in with Yeti. So that's a Yeti smash attack. It's going to be coming in, but before that, you need to have an opening, and I think they have found it.
Absolutely. When you look at the space layout, very compacted and the controlled central part of the space. Yeti Smash should definitely work as a strategy. For now, the Yetis smashing their way through. They need to enter this Eagle Artery Chamber. We need a rage available, and it's going to be sent out there on the map. And as soon as that Eagle Artery takes the fall there, Yetis are already going to move forward. We're on the back line, so we're going to see a defensive lava hound getting propped. The Archer Queen is there to do the required damage, and she's going to be able to take it down. A poison also could be deployed if required. But into the front line, some of the lava puffs have been propped out. The Archer Queen working overtime here. There's a defensive Royal Champion also available. A lot of damage getting dealt, but finally a poison getting dropped, entering the secondary compartment. Now the Town Hall in the front lines. 1 star in his favor, coming in very, very soon. Maybe going to even convert to a 2 stars with ease. But Tony Boy, far away from comfort. He's going to be sending a Royal Champion on the back lines now just to get that extra damage. He's also entering that Inferno Tower chamber, freezing it. Beautifully played there by Tony. He's executing on point. How far can he pull this? Meanwhile, the Royal Champion taking down another compartment, moving on to the remaining defensive CC. Meanwhile, onto the other side, the Archer Queen, very alive and kicking. Ability has been deployed, but she can still move forward, pushing this somewhere to at least a 70-75%. And I would say, on an average day, 70-75% is not at all a bad scorecard when we have seen games that end at 46 and even 50%. But Tony is looking to do much more. Yeah, he's got those 2 stars, cross that 76% mark. He's got that baby dragon alive, going to be chipping down on the outside. And Tony maybe even taking this to an 85 today.
I mean, Manipur Esports, we just saw their first bad attack, then we were like, can they come back? But I would say Para actually gave them an opening with that 46% 1-star attack, because right now they are leading. They will be leading with stars, and obviously percentage will come back to their favor, as well as this might just go to the perfection of reaching 100% 3-star attack from Tony Boy, as he becomes, I would say, MVP for now with everything in his attacks. This one takes Manipur Esports to a total of 5-star, where Para survives with 3 right now. 3 stars versus 5 stars, yes, there is a lot of difference.
Beautifully played there. I mean, such a required attack here from Manipur Esports. And Tony not only proving his worth here for the clan, but also for his standing on the Airtel India Esports Tour Award. This is going to start his journey onto that leaderboard. So a lot of happy moments here for Manipur Esports. But back again, Para in a lot of trouble now. They know that they need a 3-star performance, and they know they need to get that attack damage bang on. Because when we looked at the attack time, he still had 27 seconds remaining. And that's going to be very important when we start calculating their endgame scorecard. So somewhere Para, I wonder what they want to do. They should stick to their ground attacks. I think a Yeti smash combo is something we've not really seen a lot of players use. We've seen a lot of hybrid hog miners. Maybe trying out a combination like that could be of help. Also, another thing that I noticed very different about Tony's attack is he entered the Eagle Artery Chamber first, taking it down and not letting that splash damage, really do a lot of damage to his ground units. So that's another thing I hope Para has kept in mind and can do something similar tomorrow.
I mean, tomorrow for sure, because for that, momentum right now has to stay where it is if you're talking about it. But for Para, I want to see where the next attack of theirs take them, because they still have 3 attacks left, and those should be good. If not anything, at least one should be a 3-star attack combined with others with 2 stars, and they have to, stop their opponents at 2 stars at the best, at the max. Looking about this one, another hybrid Hog Miner combination is going to be coming up from GIO. I want to see if this guy can be G.I. Joe right now, as he needs to do maximum of everything, but it still is. I mean, we'll get to know in less than 3 minutes, but it still is a speculation.
Absolutely, it is a speculation, and I mean GIO. I hope he started his attack there from the south side. It does seem a more convincing side to attack from, but let's see what he has in mind here. He's going to start with the Archer Queen, her walk on point here. When we entering that first compartment, looking to take down that town hall. Now, if he had attack from the south side, just like we saw the previous attack go down, we would have seen a lot of rage getting deployed there on that Eagle Artery Chamber, taking it down, giving him that required room that it requires for the ground attack. But you never really know how a player is thinking. Let's see what he has in store. For now, he's taken 20% of the damage already onto the board. The Archer Queen, beautiful walk coming in by her, very much alive and kicking. The Inferno Tower making a connect, beautiful rage getting deployed there. Very soon her ability will have to be used, because those healers are getting chipped down really hard there by the X-Bows, and they're going to be falling short very soon. Meanwhile, the points are getting deployed there. A lot of defenses. CC is getting dropped, but he needs to deal with that X-Bow. As long as it's hitting onto those healers, that Queen is not going to be surviving for too long.
But in the final movement, the ability just comes in, but now Lava from defensive side are going to be doing everything to its perfection. That's where Queen goes down. Valuable Queen almost being shut down to its areas, and now they'll be moving on to healers, as healers won't be healing anymore. Now Pekkas is on the grasp for those pups. As you can see, defensive lava pups are doing everything. They're just eating down everything that is in their ways. But now the Barbarian King's ability gets charmed up, as well as elite pups are moving in from one direction to the other direction, and this is where the push comes in. Eagle Artery is trying to do everything, but will it be able to? Grand Warden, Royal Champion as well, just moving in, but now Miners reach down to the Town Hall. Might just take Town Hall down. No. Town Hall still survives.
Oh, lots of trouble here for him. I mean, 53 seconds left on the clock. He's got that first star. Hopefully we'll get that second star, but percentage, my friend, that's where Para is struggling today. They're not even looking at the 3 stars right now. They're just looking to get a really high percentage, and it seems so very difficult. That Archer Queen walk started so right, but entering the wrong compartment, not taking down that Expo, such minor errors is costing GIO so much today. And after all said and done, the Royal Champion just taking down that final Expo, not even going to be able to do that because the damage getting dealt onto him. 19 seconds left on the clock, a very average performance coming out from him, 56%. Somewhere now, Para, I do feel that they're losing that gut to really continue this fight. They're really not excited anymore. They just felt that they're not good enough, I think.
I would say starts was decent. Obviously, starts came from decent to a bit bad, because that's where you had to continue everything. But right now, I would say I want to see what the next attack actually just comes from, because you never know. This game can throw you a curveball at any moment, right? And that curveball, once you just catch it back, it might have a different story on its own self. Because till the final attack, and right now, I would say I just can't say anything with the way the attacks are going.
I'm
I mean,
actually
'cause we
getting
have seen
really
1 star as
sad.
well. We've seen 2 stars as well. We've seen 3 stars as well. So you never know.
Yeah. I'm just getting so sad. I mean, if I was part of the team, I would be really depressed right now. The fact that, it's not going as planned. It's not like their strategy is flawed or they are not being able to do their best. It's just that execution points, they are failing. And it's very difficult for a team as a whole to keep working together when your co-partner is not really giving you the best performances, and that's going to completely affect your performance. So I hope that that doesn't happen. They still stick together, come back in the next qualifiers if they don't make it through, and stay together as a team. For now, of course, Thoiba is going to be here from Manipur Esports, looking to get another 3 stars for himself and for his clan. He's going to go ahead with a nice combination. Ocean for the first time ever in the NE Summit. We're going to see the Super Witches make their entrance here on the back lines. The Grand Warden is there, opening this attack there with the healers.
I mean, Super Witches, yeah, exactly. They are going to be doing incredible with the giant skeletons that they actually spawn. Now, the spells were being used as well, but Wizard Tower still is alive right now. I want to see how it just, moves forward with everything. One big dragon being used, takes on one mortar, but now CC troops have been looted out as well. On to the other side is where a good push just comes in. Eagle Artillery being used as well, and right now Eagle Artillery from defense side is going to do a lot of damage onto the Barbarian King, but that's where Super Witch as well just comes in. Barbarian King still alive right now, still breathing, will be taking down the Tesla Tower as well. Ice Golem, meanwhile, is moving forward, will be confusing a few of the CC troops right now, but once if it hits that area, it's going to be using that freeze from Ice Golem is something that will give time for Thoiba to get onto that attack. And look at this. This is where the attack just comes in.
Absolutely. Thoiba moving in the right direction now, taking down the town hall. He's got that first star in his favor, losing troops really quickly, but is able to survive. The Super Witches in the front lines, beautiful raids getting deployed. The healers are there, the Grand Ward is there, everybody in his aura, and they're all together. So this could definitely move forward with comfort. Meanwhile, you also see a siege barrack or the back lines getting deployed. The P.E.K.K.A. on the front line, the Wizards are there with the P.E.K.K.A. just to do the required damage. And now, of course, the Royal Champion is there with the two Hog Riders. The healers still in the aura of the Grand Warden. And now, of course, you're going to see the next defensive Royal Champion mostly being taken down, but quite a lot of damage getting done there by the Expo. So that's another concern here for Thoiba. But with this, of course, he's reached that 60% damage mark. He's got 1 minute 16 seconds left on the clock. A lot of defensive CC getting propped down by Royal Champion, and he's going to be the next one to fall. And Thoiba ending his battle mostly between 75% to an 80%, but not at all a bad attack in my opinion.
Not all bad attack, totally true, but well, good timing, good outing, a decent amount of damage was being dealt by the troops out there as well. So 80, 85, 89, maybe 90. If it had to go down, I would have said okay. But well, 78, I would say the way the attack started, it did not live up to its mark at that perfection. But still, 78, yeah, I'll take it right now as compared to how the teams have been just moving forward. So for them, it's like Manipur Esports, they'll still have a lead.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm just talking about this particular war. I mean, looking at the war, the way it's been proceeding, 75%, not bad. If you had gone back to our semi-finals number one, 75% would be one of the worst attacks that we saw. But it is also puts into question that what happens tomorrow, because whichever team today is watching this game, they know the mistakes that both Para and the side of Manipur have been making, and they're going to be exploiting them. So I hope whichever of these teams today win, the battle is not over for them. They need to go back. They need to start working on what they're doing wrong. Figure it out, because tomorrow I don't think that opponents are going to give us some elites. I'm not going to give them any openings like they're getting today.
Yeah.
So a lot still riding on the team that wins today. But meanwhile, the 3 attacks that have taken place already, we still have 2 wonderful attacks from each of these teams. They could convert into 3 stars. You never really know, because there's one thing about the Northeast Summit, the fact that they send their best attackers at the very end. We saw something similar there coming in the previous attack where Bubblehead was there, and he was able to convert those 3 stars for the team. And 1 3 stars here or there completely changes the way you look at the game.
Yeah, that's totally true. And when we are talking about this one, some elites, they are just sitting out there on the couches, just sipping that Red Bull and just watching what's happening with these teams right now. I mean, Manipur Esports and Para, they are doing good, but this is going to be the 4th attack from RKKR right now. If this is not played into perfection, then final attack might just be a bad one as well from Para, and that's where Manipur Esports will already win their game. We'll have to see what happens as another hybrid Hog Miner combination is going to be starting up right now, and Queen was used out there with the healers at the back end. They are going to be opening 1 compartment, and that's where Town Hall is. CC troops are being lured out as well, but will that be enough?
Absolutely. For now, everything is seeming to go as planned here for RK. He's dropped down that poison, he's dropped down that freeze. The Archer Queen, but she has been dropped down too. And again, the problems back on here in Para's side. They just don't seem to be able to keep their queens alive. Meanwhile, onto the other side, the Siege Barrack taking a fall there. And it's going to be the P.E.K.K.A. with the Wizards, the Barbarian King in the front lines. But meanwhile, quite a bit of damage getting dealt there by the Inferno Tower. And he seemed to lose a little bit of network, which is one of the reasons why maybe he's struggling in this particular attack. But meanwhile, in the front lines now, you do see the super minions come out there from the CC. And they're going to be causing a lot of troubles there to the ground units. Because as we know, ground units don't attack air units. Meanwhile, on the other side now, you're going to see more defensive CC getting dropped. That multi-tower Inferno MVP here for Toyba today. Going to be able to do so much damage onto all the Hog Riders that are making their way through. Meanwhile, another freeze onto the Town Hall. He's trying so hard here, Arcade, to just take down that Town Hall. Finally going to be able to accomplish that and get that first star in his favor, but that is only half of his journey. Meanwhile, moving forward, he's going to be able to take down that Eagle Artery Chamber, push this to a 50%. Pushing it to at least a 70 is what Arcade needs today for the side of Para to even survive in the Northeast Summit now.
As of now, yeah, that, you know, they have to go for that one. But if you're talking about troop deployment, every troop's out there. You don't have any extra troop. If they go down, you go down as well. He's trying hard. His troops are trying hard. 61% is where we are right now. Balloon might just go down as well. But before that, Balloon wants to do everything. But no, Balloon goes down right now. 62% is where the final score line reads it up. I mean, we see there are some cleaner troops, you know, just trying to do something. But that's not going to be enough. And 62%. RKKR, Para, still struggling, tiniest of the bit right now.
I mean, but this is the interesting thing for Para. I get it that they're not having the best attack damage, but when we look at the stars, they've still kept it evened out. With this particular attack, of course, they go ahead and match it 7-7.
Yeah.
They still have one more attack remaining, and the same goes for the side of Manipur. So if Manipur is able to convert this attack and then by mistake it converts into a 1-star attack, we could see a silver lining here today for the side of Para. But now, of course, this is the fourth attack coming out here from Joy. Manipur Esports looking very confident now in the Northeast Summit. They know they just need to get 2 more good attacks to complete their race here. They're going to go for the Yeti Smash combo, something that has proved them quite worthy in their attacks. For now, of course, they're going to start off here with the Grand Warden in the front lines. They don't want to try out the Queen. They seem to know that the Queen's not doing well today, and they're just going to start with the Grand Warden. Meanwhile, he wants to create that required funnel onto the backlines. Of course, you do see that the Town Hall is pretty compact there onto the south side. So I'm very interested to see whether Joy really wants to go towards the Town Hall side or just take down the remaining defensive troops and then go ahead and attack the Town Hall today.
We'll have to see how it just, goes down as we see that Yeti Smash attack will be just coming in. But before that, Queen is trying to get everything with itself. But onto the back lines is where the attack is actually coming in. The wall breaker as well is trying to go in, just trying to open up its pathway. It fails! It fails to open up its pathway right now. Siege Barrack has been deployed as well. Eagle Artillery is trying to do everything again, but onto the areas where Eagle Artillery is dropping, that's where maximum troop utilization was taken down by the player Rex, the defensive side. I mean, Eagle Artillery is doing amazing, but now comes the push. Now comes Joy. Now is the time that troops actually have to do everything, and they are opening compartments for themselves. They have opened up all the walls by a very good use of those spells as well. But next one should be Town Hall to fall down, and I think Town Hall will be falling down right now. That's where the first star just comes in.
True that. He's not only going to be taking up the Town Hall, the way he's making this walk, he's going to be able to even take down the Eagle Artery Chamber. All the troops are in that particular area, but moving towards that side, finally we do see a connect down to the Eagle Archery. It has charged up, but the Archer Queen, she's been able to take it down, and this is good here for Joy. He's taken down half the required control here onto this base, but can he take it further? Meanwhile, a Royal Champion in the front lines now, with, of course, another Witch getting deployed there onto the back lines. Going to be taking down that Wizard Tower, the Inferno Tower going down next. Not a bad attack at all. He can convert this if he's just a little bit more patient. He's got those 2 stars in his favor. 16% damage on the Wizards on the back line with the Witch, doing that required chip damage that today Joy requires. This could push to Moby at 80% if everything goes right here. The Royal Champion, the only sole survivor when it comes to the heroes, being that tag that's required for the remaining chip damage troops. We're onto the back lines now. 36 seconds remaining. 75% damage done. Not a bad attack. Somewhere Manipur Esports, they are figuring this out. Slow and steady, but they're doing it.
I mean, they still have the read right now. If we talk about this, as they have 2 extra stars, that makes it 9 stars for them. And then talking about this, obviously damage stats, damage percentage will be increasing. And after that, Para has 1 attack for themselves. Manipur Esports, they also have 1 attack for themselves. But right now, 81% 2-star, pretty good outing. Cleanup troops are trying to do everything. I mean, they might just go for an 82% if everything's done right. And there it will be 82% 2-star. I'll take that apart from any other thing, right? I'll take this one. So 82% 2-star is what Manipur Esports Joy comes up. But Para, they have 1 attack. Manipur, they have 1 attack. And that is where the deciding factor comes in. But altogether, somehow Manipur already has a lead.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's like a silver lining where
Yeah.
everything goes wrong here for Manipur, and somewhere we see Para move forward. But at the same time, I got to put this into question. The fact that when you look at the way Para is performing, I don't think they're ready for the finals. They still have a long journey to move forward, and that's why the Northeast Summit gives you 4 qualifiers. You fail at one, go back to the drawing board, figure it out. Come in qualifier three, fail again. It's okay. Come into qualifier four, and that's how you grow as a team, as an organization. You learn to figure out where you really have roadblocks. Rather, these losses teach you more than your victories. So I think a lot is going to be taken home here today from Para, and they're going to come back much stronger in the next qualifiers. But Manipur at the same time, they got to work very hard because their opponents tomorrow is going to be Assam Elites, and knowing them as a team, they're not going to be at all sweet to you. They're going to be ruthless, and they want to make their way not only into the end of this Northeast Summit, but also part of the Airtel India Esports. Uh, Airtel India
Well,
Esports Tour Awards. So that's something that to be concerned. But at the same time, we just got a notice that there's not going to be a final attack here. And that means that the Assam Elites team in general are moving forward in the finals.
I mean, they are just there. I mean, Manipur, they did incredible, but right, Para, I mean, fifth attack is where they went down because they could not just get up
Yeah.
with that one.
I
So
got a little
so
confused with everything.
all right, no worries. So they could not. I mean, they could not encounter with the fifth attack for themselves. So that already puts Manipur at the position, at the best position. If you have to talk about this one. So I want to just tell one thing about the teams that Manipur is facing tomorrow. That's Assam Elite. So Assam versus Manipur. That's one thing. But this is where it all just goes down. 12 for Manipur Esports and 7 for Para. But the
I mean, look
percentage
at
difference. I mean, obviously they did not do the last tag, but I mean, Manipur Esport they did good.
They did good. I mean, an 82.6 is not at all bad at all, but is it going to be enough for them to make it all the way to the finals? That is something that we're only going to be finding out tomorrow. But Para, I hope they are not very disturbed at their performance. I hope they fight back because the teams that don't really make it through, they always seem a little demotivated to come back. But I hope they do. Meanwhile, Manipur, like I mentioned, the fact for them now is when the war begins because they have seen Assam Elites perform in the morning, three-star victories in their favor, flawless performances coming out from them. And if Manipur needs to do something like that, they really need to figure out their strategies. Today we saw a lot of different strategies come out. I somehow felt the Yeti Bowler combination works really well for them. Maybe they should stick to that. Another great combination that I want to see from them is the Lava Loon combination. I think these kind of combinations work really well on the basis that we have seen today. And hopefully they can do a good job tomorrow. But on the other side, Assam Elites, this team, they know exactly what they want to do. How excited are you, Ocean, for tomorrow's Meta War?
For Assam versus Manipur, I would just say it in just 2 words. That's pretty excited. Pretty excited.
Absolutely. Everybody sitting at home, of course, go hashtag Northeast Summit and let us know who you're predicting to win tomorrow. For now, of course, we're going to send it back to the desk where our hosts and analysts are waiting.
Thank you so very much, Angela and Ocean. Indeed, an incredible game coming in. Wow. I mean, yes, first game fixes.
Yeah.
We saw Assam Elites pick up that wonderful lead for themselves. And now in the second game, it's that much more disparity between the two teams.
Yeah, of course, and it was a complete one-sided shutdown, to
Right.
be honest. With the way Para really started off, getting those 1 star, I think that is where they almost lost the battle, and up until the point they just gave up. They could not really come in for the last attack, and that clearly showed that Manipur had been so dominating throughout.
Exactly.
But likewise, the casters mentioned, is it gonna be enough? Though 82.6%. Well, we thought it could have been a bit better though.
It certainly could have. But then again, that is where you talk about improvement. That is where you talk about picking up the Red Bull and then stepping on forth with that wonderful energy. But right now, we're going to step into the brackets and quickly have a sneak peek as to what are we to look forward to tomorrow, where indeed the finals will take place for Qualifier 2, where Assam Elites is going to go against Manipur Esports.
I think this is going to be pretty exciting, considering how these two teams have played their matches so far. On one side, Manipur and Assam have kind of a bit different play styles, to be honest, that I got to see. And we'll have to see how they are going to counter each other, because they did see each other's bases. They did know how they are forming that attack. So maybe tomorrow when they come against each other, we can see something happening.
Absolutely can, because I mean already qualifier 1 we know Noob Scarlet has made it through into the finals. Now we move on into, of course, the COC final for qualifier 2 that shall take place tomorrow between these two incredible teams, incredible clans. But yes, somewhere on paper it does seem like Assam Elites coming back with that grudge from Qualifier 1, looking that much more stronger. Again, it'll all fall down to how the game goes for tomorrow, because after all, of course, teams have already, as Fixes pointed out, already seen what sort of a strategy are being applied. Are they going to change that? As the casters mentioned as well, the bowler being wonderfully used, the balloon being incredibly very, very good for the clans. But then again, is tomorrow going to be different? Hashtag any summit and let us know. Along with that, of course, is going to be the second game for Northeast Summit, where indeed you have Free Fire that's going to start off tomorrow. An incredible turn of events once again, where we have wonderful teams going to be stepping in, but eventually it'll only be few select teams that move on forth into the finals.
In fact, 3 will be the number. And last time around, we did see some promising teams coming up. Scotland of the East. Then we had Bomb Young Boys. So many good teams really did pick up the pace. They did qualify, but the ones that remained, I think we will get to see a few familiar faces this time around in qualifiers number 2, and I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty excited to see what they have in offering for us.
Absolutely. Along with that, of course, is going to be the wonderful, wonderful opportunity for you guys sitting back at home. Again, it's not only about participating with the hashtag, it also is an opportunity that's open for you lads to step into the territory and come. Again, I mean, it's just beautiful, right? You've got India Sports Store that you can very well climb the ladder for. You've got all the best of the best esports personalities and players all across from India that you could very well be competing against. So this is just Qualifier 2 that we're part of. That will, of course, continue on, but Qualifier 3 and 4 still remain. So if you think you've got what it takes, do not forget, this is the opportunity. You still have the chance to register yourself as the, well, again, 3.5 lakh INR as the prize pool. Wow, 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 wow. But with that, we do reach the end of our stream for day number 1 in Qualifier 2. We are going to be back again tomorrow. Until then, take care, stay awesome, sayonara.
Airtel India Esports Talk continues its quest to find best esports athletes. The party has reached Northeast India with the Northeast Esports Summit. 2 new esports titles, Clash of Clans and FreeFire, 4 qualifiers, 1 grand final, prize pool of 3.5 lakh rupees, a golden opportunity to rank up on the national leaderboard of India's best esports athletes. Northeast, are you ready? Qualifier 1 registrations from 14th to 26th October.